Hi, my name is Cameron Cole, and I'm the author of Therefore I Have Hope. And I wrote this book, and I'm doing these video devotionals to offer hope in Christ to people who are living through their worst nightmare. So today we're going to look at faith. We're going to look at the role of biblical faith in finding redemption and healing in the midst of your worst nightmare, and finding the hope that you need to take the next step forward. And so there is a bumper sticker that you may have seen in the past that says, "Jesus is my co-pilot." And that means well, and I certainly wouldn't criticize anyone for putting that on their car, but that is a very poor example of biblical faith. If Jesus is your co-pilot, the plane is going to crash. Like, Jesus has to be the pilot alone. And the inadequacies of Jesus as my co-pilot really shows up and is really manifested when you are going through your worst nightmare. Because you have to think about faith as rescue. You have to think of yourself as in a position where you have absolutely no ability in and of yourself to generate any sense of hope and peace and joy. And Jesus has to come and rescue your heart. Jesus has to come and redeem your circumstances. And so as we think about faith as rescue, it reminds me of the story in Romans 5 of the man who is an invalid, who was paralyzed, and for 38 years he would go down to the water hoping to be healed. And so Jesus came to him, and he said, and when he saw him lying there, he said, "Do you want to be healed?" And in verse 7 it says, "The sick man answered him, 'Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I am going, another steps down before me.'" So the man doesn't really answer the question. Jesus didn't say, "Are you able to be healed? Have you had success in being healed?" Jesus says, "Do you want to be healed?" And you can see that in this man, after 38 years of desiring to be healed and it not happening, that he had probably come to this place of defeat, where he just really didn't believe that it could happen. And so Jesus then heals the man, and the man is able to get up and to walk. And he has been redeemed, he's been rescued from this situation of paralysis. And it's very, very clear for this man who'd been paralyzed for 38 years that there is no way that he could heal himself. And that's the position that you really have to have. That's the mindset you need to take on when you're thinking about being redeemed in the midst of your worst nightmare. You have to think of faith as rescue. And so, you are paralyzed in your ability to generate hope and peace and joy. You're paralyzed in your ability to experience healing. You are paralyzed in your ability to redeem your circumstances. And you just cannot do it. You have to be rescued. And so what I want to encourage you to do is I want you to, in a spiritual sense, go down to the water and lay before Jesus. Go down to the water and lay before Jesus. And say to Jesus, "Yes, I want to be healed. I want to be rescued from my worst nightmare." And then it's probably not going to be like the experience of the man who was paralyzed. It's probably not going to be that you're immediately going to stand up and walk. But what it's probably going to be like is patiently the Lord will rescue you and lift you up over time. I hope this is helpful, and I hope you know that Christ is a rescuer, and that he can heal your heart, he can redeem your circumstances, and that he can bring you out of your worst nightmare. God bless you, and know that there is hope in Christ.